What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I'm here tonight with a review for Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 12, episode number 9, titled A Whine of a Time. A Whine of a Time. Interesting. Alright, you guys, so without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump into the video. Alright, you guys, so the episode, we start with Portia. So we see Portia, she is out with her sister Lauren. They're at a makeup shop. They're getting some makeup. So Portia's telling Lauren that about the last therapy session that she and Dennis had with me and Dennis, we went to Dr. Sherry and it was really good. It was better than, the last time we went. And basically, they're in a good spot. She's talking about how Dennis is trying to give her the ring back, which we already know. If you guys didn't watch the episode of Watch What Happens Live, when she was on there with David Allen Greer, she let, because Andy asked the question, was she and Dennis back together? Well, the ring that she has, is that the same ring? She says, yes, it's the same ring. I would have made Dennis, high school gym teacher dressing ass buy me a new fucking ring. We broke up because you cheated on me. I'm gonna keep this old ring, but I'm not putting it back on. I'm gonna keep it. I might pawn this motherfucker, but even though push come to shove, but you're gonna buy me a new fucking ring. Like, that's just how I feel. And then Lauren said something that I think a lot of people have touched on in these reviews that I've been watching, like Roxanne, Forrest Rocks, Ashley, Bondi, who else do I watch? Keisha. So a lot of us who do these reviews, we've all said the same thing. I know for sure Rock said it last week in last week's review. I know for a fact Rock said it. But we've all said this from the whole season, with Portia and Dennis. They move too fast. So if Portia and Dennis, which we all know that Portia and Dennis are back together, if they get back together, let it go slower. Let things progress this time. Because you guys got together so quickly, so soon. You got together, you had a baby, you got engaged. So you guys moved a little bit too fast. So this time, take things a little bit slow. Which, if I'm not mistaken, I think I just read last week or the week before that Portia and Dennis are getting married pretty soon. I think they're getting, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, because before they broke up, the wedding was set for New Year's, and I still think that they're keeping that same date because they're getting married soon, from what I'm hearing. That Portia and Dennis are getting married soon, and I still think it's too soon for Portia and Dennis to even be getting married. Yes, you guys have a baby together, but you guys didn't take the time to actually fully get to know each other. And that's kind of where what I feel with Kenya and Mark. I don't feel that Kenya and Mark knew each other long enough to even be with each other, and I still have a little bit of reservation, a little bit of questions when it comes down to Kenya's relationship with Mark. Mostly because Kenya got married in the off season of season 10. When they finished the reunion, season 9, then season 10 during the summer before they started filming, she was married. And then they come back season 10, she's married. But we never saw Mark at all in season 10 until the end of the season. And now here we are seeing Mark in season 12. It's just, when it comes to Portia and Kenya, their storylines are the same. They move too fast in their relationships, and now they're trying to backtracking at this point. But Portia and Dennis, they're gonna figure it out. So then also Portia's telling Lauren about this conversation that she had with Kandi. She had a conversation with Kandi because they went to Marlo's place maybe a few weeks ago or a few days ago. I couldn't remember the timeline, but they went to Marlo's, and Kandi was just telling Marlo about the conversation that she had earlier in the season with Eva, when Eva was talking about, how she'll take she'll forward those blog posts to Portia so that she can worry about her business, and also, your C-section wound has not healed up yet, so you worried about me. And we're going to talk about that in just a little bit when we get deeper into the episode. So Portia just wants to bring it up to Eva because she thought that she and Eva were close. But we'll talk about that in just a little bit. And then we did see, Portia, as she was getting ready to head to Toronto, she was on the phone with Dennis. Dennis is talking about he didn't look at the outfits to approve, yay or nay, about what she wears. Whatever. Moving on. All right, so we see the girls, they're getting ready to head out to Canada. Canada. I had to think about where they're going. Canada. So we saw Kenya. She was getting ready. She was on the phone with one of her aunts. Her name is Lisa. She's just worried about leaving her there with, I think she said Lori, which my girl Roxanne calls her Auntie Cisco. And we saw Kenya, not Kenya, but Cynthia. She FaceTime Tanya trying to figure out what to wear to Toronto. Tanya's telling her, I love Tanya. I know a lot of people be like, Tanya's team too much. I love Tanya. I think Tanya's cool. I see a lot of people talking about why isn't Tanya full-time. Well, from what I know, Tanya was offered a peach this season, but Tanya could not fit that into her actual real life, with her working. So that's why Tanya is not a full-time housewife. But they did extend it to Tanya to be a full-time housewife. And that's badass, though. For her to come on last season, and I think everybody loved Tanya last season, for her to come on last season, do what she did, and then for them to offer her a fucking peach, and, that just lets me know that Bravo likes her. I mean, you could say the same for Marlo. Bravo obviously does like Marlo because they keep bringing Marlo back. But we all know that Bravo is never going to offer Marlo a peach to hold. They might offer a peach to eat, but never one to hold. But let's move on. All right, so we see Tanya time. So it's Tanya time. That's her handle on social media. So we see Tanya, and everybody's arriving at the airport. We see Eva. We see Kenya. We saw Eva. We saw Cynthia. We saw, who else? Kandi was there. Then we see thirsty ass Giovanna show up with a jacket on that has bitch on the back. And I'm just like, you're just proving how thirsty you truly are. Like, we're really seeing just how thirsty Giovanna, that bitch, I was that bitch at Clark Atlanta. No one knew you, obviously. Like, in college, I can't believe in college she was really concerned about being popular, being that bitch. Obviously, you weren't popular in high school, because if you get to college and you're trying to be popular, be that bitch, be whatever you want to call it, you're lacking. You lack self-esteem. You lack self-esteem, basically. Because when I was in college, I mean, shit, I wasn't concerned about nobody knowing who I was. Although people didn't know who I was, because I was a business major. And, most of my classes I had with football players, basketball players, cheerleaders, all that. So people knew me, but I didn't care. And then, a lot of my friends from high school, we went to college together. So it wasn't a big deal. So I don't know why Giovanna made that a big deal, but I know she's thirsty as fuck. And I still say she's a snake. But they talk about Nene and the fact that, Tanya invited her there, but Nene was not quite sure if she wanted to show up. Now, Cynthia was also talking about the fact that, she wanted to reach out to Nene, but the message wasn't delivered because she was blocked. So she talked to Marlo. She asked Marlo, did she talk to her about it? Marlo says yes. Then, coincidentally, Cynthia's talking about how the exact same message that was in that card also showed up on the blogs, and it was word for word. So now they're wondering if Nene sent that to the blogs, or, and obviously it could have been Nene, or it could have been her little lapdog, Giovanna, over there, who sent it to the blogs. We don't know, but we know someone sent that to the blogs. So it's kind of questioning now if that was actually sincere, what she said. Because if it was sincere, why do you need to send it to a blog to show them, hey, this is what I said to Cynthia, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Let it be what it is. And I saw a lot of people tweeting about the fact that Cynthia read it out loud at the party. She read it out loud at the party in front of the girls, not in front of the whole party goers. She read it in front of the cast. The cast. So, and even if she read it in front of a group of people, how would someone be able to memorize? Which, I mean, I have a photographic memory, so I remember everything, but I'm not gonna sit here and memorize a whole card that somebody is reading off to me. I'm like, oh, she said, I miss you, Cynthia. I hope, and I'm just paraphrasing. I forgot what the card said, because I thought it was sincere, but to hear this, it just brings into question, was it truly sincere? But speaking of Tanya, because I'm gonna go around the work of this episode. It wasn't what Bravo showed us last week, because Bravo showed us last week that we were going to get the confrontation between Kenya and Nene. We didn't get the confrontation between Kenya and Nene this episode, unfortunately. We barely saw Nene in this episode. But we did see that Tanya has a confessional look, which I absolutely dig. And I think it's so funny. This is Tanya's second season on the show, and she's gotten a confessional once again before Marlo. Because last season she had a confessional, and Marlo didn't get one until the end of the season, which probably might happen again this year. But, you know, again, I love Tanya. I don't know about y'all, but I absolutely love Tanya. But let's move on. Sorry, guys. So I also forgot to mention that we found out at the airport that Marlo and Eva are on good terms with each other, which is good to hear. So then I kind of jumped ahead of myself because this conversation about the blog post was with Cynthia, Kandi, and Kenya. So Kenya wants to know what are their true thoughts about her, you know, the date night that they had. We all talked about this. We talked about this last week. That date night was an epic fail, and Kandi brought up something that I thought was, you know, I don't know if I talked about it last week, but it was something that I definitely thought about, which I think I might have said it. I didn't go into deep detail about it, but Mark is an asshole. Mark is contradictory, because you know, Candy's talking about. No, this was Cynthia who said it, or was it Kandi? It was Cynthia, because Cynthia said that Mark, he doesn't want Kenya to cut him off, but when Kenya's talking, it's okay for Mark to tell her, hold on, that's not how it is. Chill out, pause, pump your brakes, do this, do that. It's contradictory. And it once again goes to the fact that Mark is a complete and total asshole. He doesn't respect Kenya. He doesn't respect Kenya. Honestly, I don't think he even likes Kenya, to be quite honest with you. I even go to say, is he even attracted to Kenya? It's just something odd is off. And if you go look go look on social media with pictures of Mark and Kenya, there's a disconnect between those two, like a complete disconnect. Because if you look at him, it doesn't look like he's like when she's in pictures with him and she's all hugged up with him. He's not, you know, he's not holding her. He's not doing anything. It's just her showing affection toward him. He's not showing her any affection. Now, when it comes to Brooklyn, he definitely shows Brooklyn affection, but Kenya, his wife, shows zero affection to her, and it's just crazy to me. It's mind-blowing. It's baffling. It's interesting to see. It's interesting to say the least. So then Kandi talks about how the fact that after the date night, she, Mark, and Todd went out to the club afterwards, and I'm like, wow. So he didn't go home with his wife and his child. Once again, a complete fucking asshole. So then we do see the girls. So they go to a dance class, minus Kenya, because Kenya is in her feelings about what they just talked about. They have a good time. I couldn't get past Portia's ass. Like, man, Portia's ass is just there. So then we see Eva and Cynthia. So they're having a conversation after they finish with the class. And, you know, they talk about this recording. And then they talk about Kenya opening her big ass mouth. And Cynthia's just like, you know, Mike wasn't happy about that, which I can completely understand the fact that he wasn't happy about that. That was a surprise. Like, you don't want to tell somebody that you're going to propose to them. You want it to be, you know, a surprise. You want them to be shocked, surprised. Like, oh my God, I didn't know you were going to do that. You know, you want to be caught off guard. You don't want your friend to come in and say, hey, I think he's going to propose to you. So yes, Mike has every right to be upset with her. Let's move on. All right, you guys. So then we see Nene. She finally showed up. She and Tanya had a conversation with each other. So then we see the girls. They meet up for drinks. They having a good time. Again, Giovanna is thirsty as shit. So then when Tanya comes out, she tells the girls that, hey, Nene is here. None of the girls seem fazed by the fact that Nene is there. So then, you know, Portia's like, you know what? I want to put things out on the table, but I want to go a different route. I don't want to be aggressive. I don't want to be, you know, hostile. So then she addresses the comments that Eva made about her that, you know, Kandi told her. So here we go once again with Eva forgetting her shade, forgetting what she said. You know, she said, oh, I ain't say nothing like that. And she said, well, so you calling Kandi a liar? And Kandi says, that I am not. And Bravo is so fucking shady. So they played everything that Eva said, and they replayed it more than once. And I'm just like, damn. And I'm just like, I wish Eva would, you know, I've said it before. Eva is one of my, you know, I like Eva. I've loved Eva since America's Next Top Model. But my thing with Eva's on this show is she's good with these one-liners and everything. But when she gets called to the carpet for it, it's like she don't remember what she said, and it's just like, girl, like if you're gonna say something shady, backhanded, whatever you're gonna say that shit. Stand in it. Be like, yeah, I said it, and what? Be like Sheree, who gonna check me, boo? Like, be that person. Don't be like, oh no, nah, I didn't say that. But then at the end of it, she does apologize to Portia for what she said. Oh, excuse me, y'all. She said she didn't mean to hurt her feelings, and you know, Portia's like, you know what? I'm gonna have to sit on this and think about it, but for right now, we okay. So then Cynthia says, okay, since we're talking about stuff that's bothering us, Kenya, I had a big issue with you at the party talking about the fact that, you know, you felt like Mike was gonna propose to me. And Kenya's like, oh, well, you know, that was just one of my premonitions. And Candace and her looking at her like, we had a text, we talked about this via text message. Like, I text you and told you that I think you need to hurry up and get to the party because I think Mike is going to propose to Cynthia. And Candy talked about this last week in her speak on the video. Go check out her video. I actually really enjoy her speak on it. Enjoy it so much. But go watch it. Because what it was, she went a little bit deeper than what she went in this episode. So she had texted Kenya because Kenya was running late to the party. And she told us, you know, because what it was Candy was planning on leaving the party early because she had something else that she needed to do. But that's why Mike told her, you know, stick around because he got, you know, stay here. So she texts Kenya because Kenya told her she might be a little bit late. So she said she was just texting Kenya and telling her, like, you might want to hurry up and get to the party because I think that Mike is going to propose to Cynthia. So that's where that whole thing comes from. And, you know, Kenya says it wasn't no malice that she got that bitch back. And I'm like, why do you gotta call her a bitch? But, you know, term of endearment, I'm going to give her that. But, you know, whatever. And then in the last few minutes of the episode, Nene shows up once again. And bravo, you guys get a big goose egg on this episode because you guys teased us with this whole fight between Kenya and Nene. Actually, I think it's between Kenya and Nene and Giovanna and Portia from what the blog said. But you guys, that was Real Housewives of Atlanta. Be sure to like this video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification button so you guys know when I drop anything else. Share this video, and I will catch you guys later for Married to Medicine, which was 2 parts in one night. But it won't be that bad to get through that because the first part was nothing to me. But let's get into it, you guys. Stick around.